Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Welcome to Marwen. So Welcome to Marwen is a movie starring Steve Carell, and it's directed by Robert Zemeckis, and it follows the true life story of this guy who created a town of people and used a bunch of different people that he knew and used a bunch of different figures and created all these figures that he used to kind of express his life, I guess, because he used to be an artist and he was beaten up severely by a mob of 5 guys, and because of that he couldn't draw anymore, so he had to create art in other ways. So he did so by creating kind of a miniature town, and this story chronicles him facing his life and facing the people who beat him up, and also at the same time finding a romantic interest in the girl that moves across the street from him. So I've seen the trailer to Welcome to Marwen at least 100 times. Like, I have seen this movie in trailers since I think like 6 months ago is when the trailer came out. So this trailer has been showing in theaters since the summertime, and it has consistently been showing in theaters, and it's lasted all the way up until right before its release date that they were showing the trailer, and it was still a financial disaster. I think it opened to like 2 million opening weekend, which is really sad considering how much work and how much marketing they put into this movie. It from the start, I guess it was never going to be a successful movie. And Welcome to Marwen, I went in with tempered expectations. I thought that the trailers looked kind of cute, but I didn't expect a good movie, and the reviews were really poor, but I thought Welcome to Marwen was just okay. Honestly, it feels a lot like a first-time director movie. That's the weird thing about Robert Zemeckis, is that he either creates great movies or his movies he's a hit or miss director, and usually when he makes bad movies, they feel a lot like movies that would be made by a first-time director, because he makes a lot of first-time director mistakes, and here he definitely does that. The biggest issue with Welcome to Marwen is that it's just too long, and there's too many scenes in the beginning where nothing is going on, and I think that for a movie like this, having character development is extremely important, and they develop the character well, but along the way, while you're developing a character, you need to show how that character is changing. And I didn't really feel like Steve Carell's character really changed until probably the last 30 minutes of the movie. And this is a 2-hour movie, so the other hour and 30 minutes of this movie just felt like pointless scenes that felt way too long, that really could have been aided and helped by using a stronger score. And I don't know, I thought that for a movie that should have been so focused on its central character, the development that they gave him was alright, but the actual arc that he was given was not very strong. And what they did with the town of Marwen, I liked it. I liked how they tried to incorporate the story of Marwen with the story of him, but personally, I felt like the two didn't mix very well, because the Marwen stuff is okay. That's like a good movie in and of its own right. But when it gets to the actual main story, you realize, 1, the Marwen scenes aren't really forwarding the story at all, and 2, the rest of the movie is just really slow and quiet, and there's really not a whole lot else going on. So it made it so that the Marwen sequences just felt a lot worse. I think that the best thing about the Marwen sequences was the visual effects. And this movie has made the shortlist for Oscar nominations for visual effects, and it's a good thing that it did, because the performance capture that he does here is very impressive, and the way that the dolls move is very fluid, and I liked that aspect of it, but the rest of the movie just kind of fell flat. I think the acting is good in it. I think that the story is inspiring, but I just think that it didn't end up being a great movie because there were just a lot of first-time director mistakes from a multiple film director, which is kind of the most weird and most disappointing part of this movie. I will give Welcome to Marwen a 5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Welcome to Marwen. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what do you think of Robert Zemeckis as a director? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.